You know, like I say, they're all over the Southwest, you know, and just, you know, from Arizona to visit Snake Farm. They're kind of like, you know, tourist area, you know. There was that old snake farm down there in New Braunfels. It's been there 40 years, and I probably, between Austin and San Antonio, and I've driven by it, you know, probably 10,000 times, you know. And then one day I just drove by and went, ooh, God, it just sounds nasty. And I went, well, it is. It's a snake farm. It's a reptile house. Ooh. And so I said, you know, the thing I learned, never second guess inspiration. And then the craft is, what do I do with it? I mean, it's a fun song. I see people laugh, and then I'll stop and say, it's a sing-along, and everybody goes, you know, what is this? You know, and the audience here was just like almost another member of the band. You know what I mean? Like when a band's playing to try to reach a certain point, the audience is such a part of that. It was almost, you know, like they were a member of the band. And so, yeah, it was a lot of fun. So are you ready? Well, a woman I love is named Ramona. She kinda looks like Tempest Storm. She can dance like a little Egypt. She works down the snake farm. Snake farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake farm, it pretty much is snake farm. It's a reptile house, snake farm. Ramona's got a keen sense of humor. She got a tattoo down her arm. It's of a python eating a little mouse, wearing a sailor hat that says Snake Farm. Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Ooh. I asked Ramona how come she works there. She says, well, it's got its charm. There's nothing to do in the winter. Now and then some kid gets bit at the snake farm. I said, Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Ooh. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention something. This is a sing-along. Really. It goes Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Ooh. Ain't exactly kumbaya. It's the best I got. Help me now, everybody. I said Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Ooh. Getting into it. Ramona likes malt liquor and a band from Wales that was called The Alarm. She said she cried when they broke up. She still plays the records at the Snake Farm. Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Ooh. Sometimes Ramona calls me up. She says, come on down here, it's getting warm. And she runs everybody off, and we, you know, Snake Farm. Snake Farm, It just sounds nasty, Snake Farm. It pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Ooh, last chance. I said Snake Farm. It just sounds nasty, Snake Farm. It pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm.
Hi, this is Nick Forster from eTown. If you want to stay up to date with all the performances, interviews, and behind-the-scenes footage, click the subscribe button. Thanks.